welcome to another week of the Abuse Cartoons live stream. Hey K5, hey Unknown Girl, good to see you. Oh yeah, the music's on a loop, so yeah, it finishes. Yeah, I should pay attention to the. I wish there was a way to audition that so I could hear it, and then come in at the the appropriate music cue. Hey Michael Scott, how's it going? So back again for another week. So I hope everyone is doing well. Let me know if this sounds okay. I got the microphone higher this time, so it's not always in the dipping into the frame. So it may sound a little different, better, I don't know. Hey Rev, how's it going? Nice. So yeah, I had my my stuff last week and recovering from all that. So it was better and worse than last time. So, but I was able to. The timing worked better, so I didn't miss a stream. But the live stream for the tabletop kind of got screwed up because Chris's schedule is really busy now. So basically Friday is our only time. So if we can't do it Friday, then I don't think we can do it. So I did the solo and got lots of dislikes. I don't understand like that channel. I think it's got some hangover from the previous podcast, and I don't think I was the most popular member of the podcast, so some people just live on that channel to hate it. Yeah, I've noticed that too. When the views go up, the hate goes up on that channel. Not the hate, just the dislikes. So, and it's funny. It looks like when somebody doesn't like something you say or doesn't like a video on your channel, they'll literally go through the channel video list and just dislike everything, because I'll get these like cascades of dislikes on YouTube. It's pretty funny. I don't know. I don't have that kind of motivation, but some people really do. They want to let their dislike known. It's pretty funny. Oh, thanks, Unknown. Nice. Oh yeah, I'll have to look that up. Yeah. There you go. That's true. Yeah, at least people have an opinion instead of a total total apathy. That's true. But yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't have any big ideas for this week. So we'll just keep coming up with something new. Yeah, I found a really weird. They make, I guess they experiment with this because they have gum like this already, but they have caffeinated ramune. So those little soda candies. I found some ones with caffeine, I guess specifically for playing games. So the Fortnite is getting pretty popular in Japan. So I think they're starting to market kind of gamer stuff, more American style, gamer fuel and all that stuff, because there's streamers now. It took a little while. I think it was a little slow to catch on in Japan. I think because it's less PC gaming here. There's only a few like really popular PC like MMOs, and then people don't PC game to the same extent that they do. The consoles are still pretty dominant, so it took a while before that kind of switch over, and there became more streamers and things here. And then it kind of trickles down. The companies start marketing then gamer fuel and that kind of stuff to younger kids, to the mainstream. So you start to see that stuff in convenience stores. It's different, kind of different pay. It's interesting, the adoption, because also Japan was very slow to jump on Minecraft. But once they did, there were some really crazy channels, doing pretty funny things. I remember when my daughter was younger, she used to enjoy a lot of that, but it was really late. Like, it seems like it was already dying off in the US when it got picked up here. So kind of slow to adopt foreign things, but if they hit like really big, like the iPhone and things like that get crazy successful. Oh yeah, please do. Every Friday at noon, so a little bit earlier than this time. So Thursday nights. Oh yeah, right. Yeah, that's the thing with Fortnite, is the updates are gigantic and they're frequent too. It's really crazy. So my daughter plays that on the Switch, so she's always just like logging it at, and just puts it down and walks away, because it's like an hour on a slower Wi-Fi connection. Yeah. It's really. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Pocky and chopsticks. Oh yeah, that might be a funny mix up. Now let me see if I can do something like that. But yeah. Wait. Yeah. So. That's amazing. I still can't understand what happened with that game, like how it became so popular, because it kind of took the cues of a couple of different trends and like really ran with it. The kind of trashiness of the battle royale games, where everyone's just looting trash and trying to protect themselves. But plus they added, you could be Batman or whatever. Like, they did all those licensing things, and then the building element is crazy. That's the thing that I still when I watch my daughter play, I still don't understand, like, that mindset is like, you can throw walls up just as you're running. You can throw stairs in front of you as you're running, and the building is like, really quick. It's a really quick mechanic, so it's actually part of the gunplay. So it's really different from other first-person shooters, because you're like, you can just keep throwing things in front of the person shooting at you. So that's really this is really thick and heavy-handed. That's a very different aesthetic. I don't know if any if that ever made it into like the more military, like, mainstream games, but that's so odd to be like building on the fly, like, as a defensive measure. This looks like, I don't know what this looks like. Yeah, this is kind of heavy lines. Yeah, when my daughter was younger, I just messed around a little bit on Fortnite, and it was kind of early Fortnite, so I still think like the aiming and everything, the hitboxes and stuff, they hadn't quite figured out. Oh, let me try these a little bit lower. It wasn't very accurate. Like, sniping was almost impossible. It was I guess it was pretty early days. God, she's old. It's been so long. But yeah, early days I tried it out, and because I was so surprised how popular it got, because I remember, I think I talked about this last week when they were first advertising. I go, that game's gonna suck, but they went after the PUBG crowd. I played a lot more PUBG and some of the other, like, Rust and a couple of their early kind of survival type stuff on the PC, but I do not have time for that now, and it's so frustrating because a lot of those games, the survival games, like you build bases and stuff, and you gotta, there's not ways to protect it unless you're playing, so I don't have time to be protecting my virtual base. But yeah, I should draw smaller and then I can zoom it up. Get that line to be the same thickness. Yeah, but I'm surprised every so often when I see what she's doing, like how trashy, like the it looks like a more pop culture version of like what WoW turned into. Everyone just like hanging around showing off their like high tier gear, and it's all really weird and eclectic looking. And this is all like, yeah, just random nonsense, banana people, and all these odd mishmash of pop culture. I still can't believe they did the that Star Wars announcement for Last Jedi, I think it was. I forget which one. Oh no, it was the last one, the Rise of Skywalker. They did the announcement for that, like a preview for that in Fortnite. That's crazy. Okay, this is trying to be a box of Pucky. All right. So lost in translation, a cultural misunderstanding. And also this is very having the chopsticks in the rice is very very rude manners. So you don't like, especially like when you're carrying or when you're setting out food on the table. Like rice is always the side dish. It's like the boiled potatoes of or French fries or whatever of Japan, and so the you never put the chopsticks in the rice like that. And the thing that I've heard, and a lot of the faux pas or the things that are like bad manners or whatever, always relate to it reminding someone of a funeral or death or something. So maybe very old, because that's those are really old traditions. So some of those manners are very old. So the I've heard that the chopsticks in the rice like that look like the prayer incense. So when you go to a shrine and pray, there's like a little area to buy incense, and like a little like the censer or whatever. I don't think it really is. It's like a ceramic pot that has sand in it that you put the incense in. So you light them and then set them there and pray. And sticking chopsticks in the rice like that appears the same way. It's very death-like. It looks like something related to funerals and prayer and stuff. So yeah, that's what I've heard. Is it that anything that reminds? So that's what's wrong with that's why 4 is the unlucky number in Japan instead of 13. So you have a 13th floor and you have a 13th everything in Japan because it's not unlucky. But you often don't have 4 because one of the pronunciations for 4 is shi, and shi is the a reading of the kanji for death is shi. So they skip because so saying the number 4 is also saying death, so that's unlucky. And yeah, so the chopsticks. Yeah, I like that idea. K5. I don't know if I can make that look like rice. I'll try with the shading. But yeah, so there's one more too. Passing things from chopstick to chopstick. So if someone wants to give you something from their plate with chopsticks, you never take it with your chopsticks. So it's like a chicken wing or something, what, I don't know. I'm trying to think of something you would give to somebody, but you never pass it chopstick to chopstick because that's part of the funeral ceremony. Is after the cremation, the bones, there's like long ceremonial chopsticks that you use to put the bones into the urn, and often the family is all around the where the body was burnt, so they if they can't reach the urn, you pass chopstick to chopstick the bones and place in the urn. So you don't do that with food. So it's interesting. All the bad manner things are always connected to death and funerals and stuff. Yeah. So that's where all that comes from. So that's what I'm showing some particularly bad manners there, but the joke won't make any sense otherwise. All right. Nice. Oh, Sedona, hey. How's it going? Busy. I see. Nice. Yeah, good idea, K5. Thank you for the suggestion. Yeah, I think island people specifically are like, kind of crazy, superstitious. I've noticed, and even like Japanese people even admit that kind of their older, a lot of their older customs and things there's some pretty heavy superstition. Like there's number superstition, and so you have to. There's a lot of like chasing away bad luck here, with mostly Shinto. Like Shinto believes more. I guess it's karma in Buddhism, but I don't even know what it's called in Shinto, but it's more like bad luck. It's like bad spirits. So there's a lot of that. So it's interesting for construction and things. If you take a house down or knock down a building and then build like something again, you have to have the ground purified. So even like the big construction companies, and like I've seen this like in big cities they're going to do a parking garage or something, they will have a ceremony. I guess depending on how religious the company is, or like how superstitious. They'll have like a purification ceremony. So a priest will come out and they'll set up a little shrine, and they'll do a ceremony to take away all the evil spirits of whatever was there before. So that's why Japanese people like ghost stories and things like houses can be haunted by evil spirits, and that's a pretty common understanding because there's all kinds of purification for everyday things like construction and stuff. So that's why they do ghost stories and possessed houses and possessed people, because that's a thing. And they also do that with the days of the week. So if you're going to like hand over when they do like that, you build a house and they hand over the keys on a certain date, that has to be not an unlucky day. There are some like number combinations and things that are unlucky. So you don't want to take possession of your house on an unlucky day. You don't want to start the construction on an unlucky day. So that's really funny, because sometimes that causes really crazy scheduling problems, because construction is, once things get rolling, they have to line up. And if you say, oh, well, we can't start Thursday because it's a bad day, so we'll start next Monday, that can really screw up the order of everything. Like everybody else's schedule then gets thrown off. But it's a thing here. Like it actually happens. It's made like less and less common, just because the loss of money. Like people don't. Their superstition versus their greed, I guess, is what comes into play. But yeah, that was an interesting thing, because there's so many like types of Christianity in the U.S. There's not one practice, for those sorts of things, but because there is kind of a nationalized, or a common religion or a common practice here, that stuff shows up more. All right. Let's see here. Oh yeah, notice my Facebook isn't working again. I haven't like sent notifications. So I guess just occasionally the authentication or whatever stops. So I have to refresh that. So like the last 2 weeks, nothing's been posted. Yeah, that's usually, I think, more of my like local people I know on Facebook. So I don't know what these are. So that's what I miss out on mostly. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I need to bring some inspiration to the stream so I have more have more ideas to draw. Yeah, this is more recent that I started just trying to come up with ideas in warm up. It was yeah, sometimes when I would sit down, and that was more when I was doing it daily. So there would be like a day where I would do like as many like 7 to 10 cartoons in a day. So I'd go through my list of ideas and jokes and stuff and knock those out. But that was more like a whole day of drawing. And actually, I'm much slower now. So 2 cartoons like does literally take me at least 2 hours. So I don't know how many 10 would take me now. Much slower than I used to be. Yeah. So nothing is going on here. I haven't heard any. Well, the cases of kids infected with the bad weather, maybe the variant, is going up. So my daughter's school was delayed. It was supposed to start tomorrow, but they're gonna start next week. They're gonna like take a few days and see how things progress. But yeah, more and more kids, like 17 and under, are showing up, and all the way to like 2 weeks old was the last thing that I read. So infections are now reaching. That was the thing that was kind of protecting the schools here. Like they were masking and sanitizing and pushing the desks apart and stuff, but there were literally no clusters in any schools. And now there are. Some of my teacher friends said their school was closed already because there was a cluster in a classroom. So it's coming to the students now. So great. And we all know how great that works because just the regular flu season, kids, it gets passed around at school and they all bring it home, and the whole house gets sick. So that's starting here. So I don't know. Uh-oh. K5. Uh-oh. Oh, we're talking. Oh, nice. We're talking cars. That's funny. Oh, wow. Yeah, schools. Oh, that really sucks. You gotta be careful. Oh, that's funny. Oh, so yeah, the things are still plenty uncertain, and this is my daughter's last year of elementary school, so it's entrance exams and testing to get into then the junior high school, the next level. So this could really fuck things up for her. Just like other kids, there's already other kids that have had this. Yeah, this goes on long enough, and we'll like destroy an entire generation, like their progress and their motivation to do anything. Wonderful. Yeah, it was last year, but I was hearing that you know, you can't really, when they're doing all the at-home schooling stuff, you can't really monitor truancy the same way. So I don't think schools like are really equipped to do that. So a kid just stops showing up on the Zoom lessons, and that is all. Oh, maybe some. I don't think I've done this before. Just some weird stuff on the ceiling, like some fire. Whoa, what the? Some fire suppression stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of really weird little sensors and things on the ceilings of the office buildings and stuff, and hotels and things in Japan. It's hard to tell what any of that stuff is for, but I'm sure they're all light sensors. And yeah, I don't think I've done this before. Oh, I'm sure I have, but yeah, invert the plane, so we're not looking at a ground level, we're looking at ceiling. See if I can get the shadows to read that, and I guess I should do like a sprinkler or something. There we go. Some advanced fire suppression. I don't know what. I'll just make it up here. Alright. But yeah, so that's gonna mean people are gonna have gaps in their education and just, not be able to ever really see the point of devoting the time to it. But I guess that's, especially in the US, that's pretty common. Like, a high school diploma means a whole range of things depending on what high school you graduated from, because you could actually, get a high school diploma and have maybe like a 4th grade reading level because your school was such shit. And still, be able to have that. That's pretty thick. Have that that same qualification. So it's really weird how different. It doesn't mean like a certain standard. I guess like some of the standardized testing and like the SAT. That's probably why that's all still around, is because it's got to make up for that gap in school levels. That doesn't. Does that read like? I don't know. Let's try it one more time. Yeah, so it's just weird, these kids having to go through this. But I guess this is why we just delayed this. We delayed, clusters at schools. Okay, so change the thickness of this. Yeah, we got all the old people out of the way early on. And now we're gonna kill the kids. Yeah, it's funny if they were closing schools before they needed to, and like now is the time that kids are gonna get sick. They were just, I guess worried about the teachers initially. I'm gonna stop going on about this. I'm sure this is not good for the to have this in the archive. I'm still drawing the same damn thing. I can't. It's still working. Yeah, my I guess when I'm talking too, I push a little harder, so my lines are kind of crap. Yeah, the kids are not all right. Unknown Girls taking a break, and hopefully K5 spares the banhammer for that Supra that Supra comment. Something like that. Just do the same thing twice, didn't I? Yeah, this one looks a little less chunky, I guess. I don't know. Alright. So a variety of things hanging from the ceiling. Yeah, this is going to be interesting to try to, go just cast the shadows on the ceiling and see how that looks. Something like that. I don't think it's clustered all together like that, but something like that. Ah, headed to the store. K5's twitchy band finger. Alright. Yeah, I guess that works. Different. Yeah, I don't want to make things... Well, maybe... I don't need... Maybe just 3? Actually, I keep that one. And maybe just do 3 and then I can make everything... I like that. Make everything a little bit bigger. Oh, one more. There we go. This might be one of those, well, what the hell is that? Cartoons, I'm going to have to spell it out. Fire suppression and smoke detection. And then somebody like reading this would be like, oh yeah, my whole family died in a fire. I don't enjoy smoke detector jokes. Alright, yeah, I think that works. Let's try to put some color on this so it looks like what I'm trying to make it look like. A little bit lighter on the end there. Or maybe do like a coppery color for the pipe. Just, it wouldn't be, but just for variety. Sure. And then I'm trying to do a like a weird creamy color for all of the... whoa, that's not closed, is it? Wait a minute. Okay. Right. Okay, let's try here. Yeah. So do a weird kind of cream color. Oh, there it is. There's where it's open. But, yeah, I can't believe it's not over yet. Okay. There we go. And then I'll do some other color, maybe like a red lens kind of thing. For one of these. Or are they usually maybe orange or something as well? Oh, red is nice and catchy, and then this can be gray. Yeah, that works. Maybe like one of those weird green, bright green lights on the detector. Sure. Okay. I don't know if anyone's going to be able to tell what this is. Maybe this should be more faded, though. It's pretty bright. Yeah, more kind of this. Yeah, there we go. Ah. Oh no! Everybody's running for a break. Nice. That's right. The last one back is the is muted. All right. Yeah, that's the thing too. I miss. Oops. Miss being able to drink. I'm still on pain meds for the head stuff, so I can't enjoy any alcohol or anything. It's it'll mess with the mess with my pain relief, so I gotta wait until it's all over. So that's no fun. Yeah, but as soon as it's back, I'm gonna try to do some beer snacks and stuff on stream. I guess on days I don't have to drive, and if school is canceled, then I won't have to drive. I can't believe that. Okay, so yeah, just up here. I'll do the, see if I can get this right so it reads correctly. Yeah. And then all the lighter edges, I think everything's going to need a serious highlight so you can see it better. Like this. Yeah. More plasticky looking. Yeah. Oh, I should almost have like water dripping off of the that might not be a bad idea. Let's see what that looks like. Just have a drip of water coming off of here like it did just, oops, just recently run. Maybe a little less than that. Okay. Oh, but where? Yeah, the sprinklers doesn't have a good place for eyes. Okay, now let's try to put these shadows where they're supposed to be. Yeah, that's good. Something visually a little different. What early detection joke? Yeah, maybe a little longer. For the shadows. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I think that. Does that read as upside down on the ceiling? Maybe. Uh-oh, K5's not going to know if he lost. But muted, he'll still be banning people, I'm sure. Oh, yeah, that's right. There we go. Oof. More touch up. Something like that. Okay, so the eyes are gonna all be inverted, I guess. And that should help also. Everyone understand what's going on. Yeah, smaller. Come on. Yeah, I still don't have a good surface for my mouse. Yeah, that's the thing. I still have to use the mouse to do eyes because the pen won't do the same dot twice, and then it always looks like they're sick or squinting or something. Alright, so water dripping off of the extinguisher. So nobody or requested any fire suppression. Actually, those are water. I guess I'm just thinking from movies. They're mostly water, but I think they also have like gas and other kinds of suppression. Fire suppression stuff. Let's come up with a nice bowl color. A little bit lighter, but yeah, I think that's the right. Yeah. That's good. And just a little warmer rice color. And chocolate color. And cookie stick color. Whoops. Yeah. Yeah, it's been a while since I've done, like, obviously some Japanese culture joke or whatever. Alright, and here. Does that block? No, it doesn't. Come on. Oh. Okay, one more time. Yeah, that works. Then on the package, let's do just this. So people know. Maybe. Oh, it's... I'll do it yellow, but it's usually white, I think. Yeah, that works. Okay. Oh yeah, I should fade this though because I gotta put eyes probably over that. Yeah, okay. See if I can make this read like rice instead of oatmeal. I don't know. We will see. If I do some white, I think that should do it. So like this. Maybe. Maybe. Oh well, it can be oatmeal-like. I think it'll still come across. Alright, oh that's good. That highlight is nice and bright on that muted red. The shiny cookie, or the shiny chocolate color. Yeah, so maybe this paper. Something like that. Uh-oh. I think K5 won. Okay. I think this works. Ah. There we go. Yeah, maybe. Oh, no, I guess that's okay. It reads okay. I don't want to get too complicated. Yeah, that works. All right. Wow, that was pretty quick. Yes. Timeout for 15 minutes. Oh, no. So what did you get at the store? K5. I wish I had a store I could get back and forth to quickly. I mean, I guess I could, yeah. Driving, it's not that bad. But I miss, like, city stuff where you could just go down to the corner. All right. There we go. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think this works. So there's our Pocky and the, oh yeah, it does like is jarringly upside down. It looks like the cartoon itself is wrong. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I missed that. That's nice, and we don't have anything. Yeah, very. There's a convenience store is probably the closest, and it's not. Oh, it's not the biggest. Oh, sorry. But yeah, they sure do love convenience stores here. We don't have like bodegas or anything because of the overrun of the convenience store chains. All right, I think that works. Well, let's take a look at the comments and see. Yeah, weird. Oh, maybe I'll just share this stream onto Facebook instead of relying on that stupid automation. Sorry, just a sec. Okay, well that worked. Oh, I guess because of my IP address, yeah, I can spam it. Oh, no, they have the Russian one too. Yeah, I can spam it onto Korean social media and Russian social media. That's what I want. There's a lot of Russian and Korean language followers. Right. Oh, yeah, something weird about the connection. I can't imagine, because you can pay a subscription for that restream.io. I can't imagine paying for a subscription and have it do stupid shit like that. That just drives me crazy. Like you think, oh, well, maybe it's because it's free that it's so terrible. But no, no, no. You just unlock additional things that don't work when you pay for it. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. All right. What are we doing here? Oh yeah, let's do the comments. That should be something. There's not going to be. It's a little earlier than usual, so it's definitely not going to be the one for today. But we'll go back. Okay, so where are we going here? Comments. Yeah, I gotta fix my chat thing is not good either. All right. So yeah, so this one from the 24th today didn't go out yet. Through like email and notifications and stuff. So after many weeks of travel, he now felt a sudden lack of purpose in life. The unpacked delivery box. So we'll see what happens. We'll see the response. See how many times people mention Amazon, even though I didn't put the smirk on the box. So the 19th. Oh, that's right. What is all that? I noticed that speckle. That's weird. I mean, it looks fine on the book. It makes the book look old, but very odd. So his worst fear was being the novelization of a movie only available on VHS. Uh-oh, here we go. Outdated technology comments. Then I could store it with all my Betamax. Nice. Saw an advertisement for a movie that was based on a theme park ride that was based on another movie that was based on a novel. I read the novel many years ago after seeing the first movie. Don't need to see the new movie, even though it does have Stanley Tucci in it. So theme park ride. So what is that like? That was based on another. So based on another movie, based on a novel. Was it Jungle Cruise? Yeah, maybe Jungle Cruise. Yeah. Yikes. Yeah, that's bizarre because those rides are sometimes based on like the popular stories or novels. That doesn't make any sense. So you go like all the way around. So it started out as an original story that makes it all the way back around to a theme park ride that then they base a movie on. It won't bother me. I have a combo DVD VHS and a combo recorder, record player, cassette deck, CD player. Wow, I live in the past and the present. Nice. Yeah, I was just looking around recently for I've got like just a handful. I don't have very much, but actually old used laser discs are very cheap here. So it'd be fun to collect old Japanese laser discs because those were such a hot commodity like in the 90s because they were one of the few ways to get, if there was ever an extended version or some kind of rare, they would release a lot of rare director's cuts and weird stuff in Japan, always. And it was the only way to get it. And plus all the anime and Japanese movies that were mostly, people would bring it back on Laserdisc so then they could dub them to VHS and you wouldn't have such a huge generational loss. Remember all the early anime was all like, people bringing Laserdisc back from Japan and then like doing the titling them with the fan subtitles. All right, with a BFB, I discovered this. All three of the characters are kind of from BFB. What's BFB? Love for BFB. The VHS tape is from TPOT. With a love for BFB, I discovered this. All three characters are kind of from BFB. Okay. I have no idea what the abbreviations are talking about. Interesting. All right. Did we miss anything? The 17th was, the non-dairy refill was a tall order. Childhood memory. Drinking a little bottle of cream my dad got with his coffee. Thanks, Dad. Nice. A little bottle of cream. Yeah, I guess they used to... I guess things used to... Or they used to be literally that the cream was on the top. Like, you would just get whole milk. Like, that was, like, like my grandparents' generation. Like, the glass bottles of milk delivered, and it was whole milk. And so the top is the cream. Basically the cream rises to the top. So you just skim that off for your cream for your coffee, and then you've got your whole milk. Yikes. A related childhood memory. Drinking a little bit of beer left in his Pilsner glass. He never caught me. Fun fact, non-dairy creamer has dairy, just not enough to qualify as dairy. Like cheese squares products that can't be labeled cheese. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, I guess they must. Like some kind of derivative from milk fats or whatever. Yeah, like those drinks that they have here, like Kelpies and the milk derivative drinks. I don't think they're dairy. They're just under the amount to be dairy. So maybe they don't trigger any allergies either. Oh, Battle for Dream Island characters? I don't know. Yeah, I didn't recognize any of those. Yeah. I don't know. That's crazy. Nice. Wow, so now I'm having actual interaction with the readers on Go Comics. I wonder if they've noticed, because sometimes they're very late. Oh yeah, I think we did this one last week too. The portability of chicken nuggets brought them to unusual places. Microwave was a real game changer. Taking them to the dump. Yeah, that's right. All right, rando time. 2007, left and right contacts. They both sat helpless as the left lens dried into uselessness. Oh, the left lens. Oh, I should be liking these, shouldn't I? Like my own stuff as I randomly read them. Number 6, nothing. Credit card receipt knew the longer they waited, the more it would cost. Credit card joke. 2009. Yeah, that was a sticker before. That whole generation. Yeah, I think a lot of 2009 cartoons were. No, that's not true, because I wasn't. I think I'd stopped doing the San Diego Comic-Con by 2007. Huh, yeah. That's weird. Yeah, but I do remember this one. This was easily the most excitement ever involved in making pancakes. Nice. Oh, there is a... I need a cigarette. Oh, nice. Post-coitus joke. All right, 2012. Oh, yeah, this is a very Japanese paper case. His clipped plastic body eliminated the possibility that he was carrying top secret documents. Yeah, they have these cases here, like for students and teachers and stuff, if you have to take, like for a club or a class or something. Yeah, you just have a little... They're pretty common. I guess I I think they have them in the U.S. too, but yeah, you just don't see people carrying stuff like that as much. It's a clear case of nothing to hide. How long before the airport security catches on? Nice. All right. Ooh, 2009 Christmas music. Holiday music piracy was a strange new level of humbug. Oh, you gotta love the humbug. Chuckling. Oh, I already liked I already liked these comments. So this already came up. That's funny. This already came up in a random. That's funny. Not so random, I guess. Yeah. All right. So January 8th, 2015, he wondered if the wheels on the bus were this annoying. Because he's the dump truck. All right. On the bus were even more annoying. If sung ad infinitum, they are. All right. Oh, fireplace tools. Look at that. The poker was not to be trifled with. Yikes, that's an old one. Yeah, 2004. Wow. Yeah, this is within the first few years. Crazy. Fireplace tools. That's crazy. I had a fireplace in Los Angeles, but it was just one of those cheesy California gas fireplaces. Very strange. And it was right by the front door. So you couldn't really enjoy, like you couldn't put a sofa or something in front of it and enjoy sitting there because the front door is like right there. What a really crappy design. It was like a little townhouse kind of thing, like a 3-story like garage. You know, you're over your garage, so garage first floor and then bedrooms upstairs. And but you came right in, you turn and there's a fireplace like right on your right. Brilliant. And it was not supposed to be, it was just like purely decorative, one of those like kind of cheesy 70s California ideas of what you need. And actually, you know, in the winter, or I guess the winter and evenings, it does get cooler, so it would be useful, but it was only decorative. Anyhow, so was this August 11th, 2009. He tried to be happy with mashed potatoes, but could only think of all the ice cream he was missing. Such a hard lesson to learn when in search of happiness. Oh, I unliked. What's the point of liking anything? All right. 2006, toilet paper. Once out of the family pack, there was no going back. Nobody even saw this first. Come on. There we go. First year of stuff. Some kind of weird delay. Oh, there we go. Bugs in a light. So 2010, May 11th. He could hear a light switch being flipped, but he just didn't care. How many Buddhists does it take to change a light bulb? None. The light bulb can change itself, but only if it wants to change. Too many bugs in that shade, that's for sure. He's incandescent. Nice. It is the Buddhist light of Pasadi. For every ailment under the sun, there is a remedy, or there is none. If there be one, try to find it. If there is none, never mind it. Thank you, Ben. 11 years ago. My God. All right. 2011, February 8th. Moisturizing should not involve this level of competition. Competitive moisturizing. All right, one more. Okay, 29th of December, 2015. Until the exact moment they were unplugged, year-round Christmas lights seemed like a reasonable idea. At least they only have to wait a year before they're back. Year-round Christmas lights. All right. Yeah, 2015. Wow. Oh. Oh no. That's miserable. Yeah, birds getting it. Yeah, I think I was a kid. We had like squirrels trying to, because we had a two-story house, and so there are two fireplaces on the same chimney, and so a really long chimney. And I think squirrels, because we didn't use it so often in the winter, squirrels got the idea that they could live in there, and that was not good. Wow. Yeah, that's true. Just didn't just cook them up or smoke them out. Smoke them to death. Oh yeah, that'd be nasty. Like they died of smoke inhalation and just fell down the. Yeah, I forget. There was yeah, but there was a complicated like because it was a two-story chimney. There was like a complicated like set of uh, flues or vents that you had to open and close. Yeah, to make sure that yeah the draw was good. Yeah, it was complicated, but I miss that. I miss having a being able to build a fire. I wish we had a wood burning stove here. That would be so nice in the winter. Um, is to do a like on the second floor have like a wood burning stove we could just sit around, but no such luck. You have to be in the real countryside, not the suburbs of Japan, to have your wood burning stoves. All right. Well, enough comments. Mm-mm. Let's see here. I'm trying to switch back. I just can't. Yeah, I remember we used to. Yeah, I remember falling asleep in front of the fire so much as a kid, and Christmas time we'd give up all of our bedrooms for the visiting relatives, and then we'd sleep on like a fold-out sofa in front of the fire. Oh, that was nice. All right. Yeah. Oof. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it's not more common here. And there are like no fireplaces here. It's all just wood burning stoves. I've never seen a. They may have like the fakey decorative gas fireplaces. I'm sure some of the cheesy houses around here might have that like 70s style. Just pooh, and it's just like the fireplace is like literally this deep, and it's just like a some metal logs, like half metal logs, and some flame coming off of it. They may have that. All right, so yeah, and camping is like the perfect, like during the pandemic kind of nonsense. It's a perfect thing to get away from everything. Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah, I think camping is still, like everything else here, it's pretty crowded in Japan. The seasons are difficult, and so campsites fill up, and it gets a little bit hectic. And now, like, everyone is glamping in Japan because they're so lazy. They want to be able to plug in their, smartphone and everything. So they just go to these little, prefab, basically like a wood floor with a big heavy those heavy canvas desert tents, like army tents, I guess, with beds and kitchen tables and stuff. Yeah. Glamping. All right. So. They seemed a little. So fire suppression. Fire suppression was their was their job, not their belief. What's going on? They could get carried away, or they could be over. It wasn't good to be overzealous, over enthusiastic. Fire suppression. think that I've got the right meaning. Yeah, overzealous might be. Oh, it's one word. Oh, I would have gotten that wrong. Overzealous fire suppression, overzealous smoke detection, fire detection. Oh, nice. Oh, near the water. Oh, that's excellent. Yeah, camping's pretty popular in Japan. It's very rugged, like it's not like a lot of the nature is the mountains. A lot of the forests and parks are very mountainous. So it's on a kind of a tinier scale, but like I said, the thing now though with the lazy younger generation is they don't want to go anywhere without their smartphone. So it's all these glamping resorts where they just build a bunch of temporary houses, basically, temporary cabins, with like really cool design, and you just pay a ton of money to basically stay at a motel room. you don't do much as far as you just kind of the location is inconvenient is about the only thing that makes it close to camping. All right, overzealous might be good. Could not be criticized. You couldn't really criticize overzealous fire suppression. Crab army. Oh man. Yeah, it's a lot more work, for fire. I'm back to fireplaces. I'm sorry, I'm like reading back into the chat. Yeah, it's a lot more work because I remember cutting wood a lot as a kid too. Like we always had to cut firewood, but you do that in the fall, and then you have your whole stock, for the winter. That's so. I miss that kind of stuff. Jeez, that's awesome. But the crackling and all that kind of stuff of the fire and the smell, like depending on the kind of wood you had. The smell of some of the firewood was amazing. Yeah, that's crazy. Oof, I'm getting super nostalgic. All right, let's write a cartoon. So suppressing. I should fill the whole bottom of the cartoon with smoke. That might be a little creepy though. So it was better to be overzealous than. I was just using like stupid vocabulary. Overzealous was preferable to lazy, to apathetic, to indifferent. Indifference, funny. Indifferent. Systems were preferable to indifferent ones. Something. I like the indifference is funny. Like a fire detector not really caring. Overzealous fire suppression systems were preferable to indifferent ones. Something like that. Yeah, I don't know if you ever have a cluster of that many. Actually, I've seen that though in some office buildings and stuff. And like bored and waiting, and you could just look up, and it's like, what is all that crap on the ceiling? There's all these, there's a like a strobing safety light, and then there's a klaxon kind of siren-y thing, and then the thing that actually detects the smoke, and then the thing that sprays water. So yeah, there could be that much stuff. Oh wow. Oh yeah, that's crazy. They do those. Speaking of tiny crabs, they have the baby crabs, like the little tiny crabs. I guess their shells are a little bit softer, and you can cook them long enough that you can just eat the whole thing. So the first time I saw that on my plate, I was like, "Is this is like a garnish, right? This is like a decoration?" But then no, you can eat it, and it's a tiny. It's like a little baby crab, kind of colorful, like kind of some Pacific Ocean one, and it's been kind of flash fried or deep tempura fried, and they do it just long enough that it softens the shell and cooks all the guts and everything inside. So I guess because they're small, like eating the gills and stuff isn't bad. So you can literally just eat the whole thing like a big crunchy cracker. But if you, it's like with so many things, that with so much weird seafood, if you bite it the wrong way, you can get a little, even though you can chew it, you can get a little piece of bone, like hitting the roof of your mouth or like cutting you in the gums. I always feel that weird thing. They do that a lot. There's a lot of bones you can chew, but chewing bones is never a perfect method of doing something, because even if they're chewable, they're still pretty sharp. Overzealous fire suppression systems were preferable to indifferent ones. Oof. I guess so. All right, here we go. Pucky. So a dessert. Something about cultural. Yeah. Yeah, Japan is surprising though. I think it can change your mind about fish, because I grew up, like Midwest, and so the only fish I ever had was frozen, or like Italian friends, like that horrible baked fish where it just stinks up the whole house, like fish on Friday, and they would bake it in the oven, and it would just, the whole house stunk like just a horrible piece of bass or whatever they were cooking. So I always hated going over to Italian houses on Fridays. And so my only experience was like fish sticks, or my what would my or like, yeah, my dad sometimes, I think we had like some sardines or like pickled herring or something occasionally, but my mother hated all that stuff. But Japan will really change your mind about seafood. I've had some amazing seafood. I've had some like squid that's as good as any steak I've ever eaten, and some amazing like lobster and crab and stuff. It's crazy how good it can be. But for the most part in the US, like, you don't have access, unless you're on the coast, you don't have access to good seafood. And even then, there's a lot of crap out there, a lot of crappy seafood, and it's so fishy. Like, just the smell of a red lobster is just kind of like, no thank you. But I never felt that at the seafood restaurants here. Yeah, that was the oh, Salisbury steak. Oh, don't. Oh, no. I can't get my hands on a Salisbury steak. I don't know what I would have to do. Yeah, I don't think I could even explain to anyone in Japan what that is, so that they could recreate it. Oh, yeah, Salisbury steak, man. With Skittles on top. Aren't there already Skittles in Salisbury steak? Yeah, nice. Yeah. Oh, yeah, right. You have to use the same oil. Yeah, I've noticed that too. Yeah, when they some fishy French fries and stuff, because if they fry like shrimp or whatever in that same oil, yeah, and they don't change it often enough, you do get kind of fishy French fries sometimes. Fishy fried potatoes. Yeah, you have to, like, I think if you hate soy sauce and you hate seaweed, plus seafood, Japan is like torture. Like, Japan is like really, really miserable food wise, because everything, it's just like half seafood. It's really hard. Like, you can go to a steakhouse, specifically, they'll have a little bit of seafood, but not so much. And but it's really hard to stay completely away from seafood, and even a lot of the sauces and seasonings and stuff have fish oil and fish broth and stuff in them. Fish, like a base stock, fish stock. Yeah, it can be pretty miserable. So yeah, I know like some people, some like North Americans, I think mostly, that basically they eat the Hamburg steak, like a ground beef steak, every day from the convenience store, because the only thing they know is that they're not going to try to sneak some seafood into, and so that's the only convenience store is basically the only place they can eat, or fast food. But yeah, that gets really torturous, really miserable, because it's a very fishy country. But I'm surprised, like the grocery store sections, like that was always, I hated that as a kid, walking through the fish section of the grocery store, because it always stunk, just like they'd never kept it clean enough or whatever, the quality of the fish, whatever it was, that just stunk. But yeah, you don't get that. There's fish market kind of smells, but it's not that weird, like rotten garbage seafood smell. I don't know how to describe it, but just that some supermarkets, they really get foul. All right. Okay, so like a cultural misunderstanding or a what? Yeah, cultural, like a misunderstanding, or lost in translation, or lost in. Oh. Hey there, yes, Keg. I do. For a logo, right? Right? Killer talent. Yes. I do need to draw you a keg. How's it going? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, if you haven't, if you're not having it fresh, it makes a huge difference. That's why you're luckier. Like on the coast, you can get much fresher stuff. Yeah, edible chopsticks. Right, right. Yeah, that's gonna be um, the innovation, or the the edible chopsticks that puts chocolate on your fingers. Uh, 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 uh. Covered chopsticks. So impractical. The chocolate covered chopsticks is a good. It's a good phrase. Yeah, right. You don't want to breathe. Yeah, I think just because fish can't sit for so long, and I think because even in Japan, Japanese people don't like, oh, that's too fishy, which usually means it's been sitting for a while, or if it's frozen and refrozen too many times, it gets really kind of the actual meat itself gets kind of pasty and slimy, and so yeah, you can't. There's just ways you have to deal with, which is very different. And if you're not close to fish markets where you can have stuff delivered fresh every day, which a lot of restaurants do, like they literally get their fresh fish daily. There's like a guy on a bicycle with a little box of with ice on the back, and he just goes to all the sushi restaurants and everything. So yeah, you see little fresh fish deliveries every day. I think that's why they embraced convenience stores so hard, because those are the multiple deliveries a day, businesses too, and they were kind of already doing that with sushi shops, and a lot of the restaurants had daily food deliveries. So yeah, it matched the kind of stuff, because they have small vehicles doing tiny deliveries, multiple small deliveries. So that works well here. So that's why they love their convenience stores. So they were either yeah, I think that makes it clear enough what it is. So they didn't seem to be, or that was not not likely, not useful, not oh, Swedish fish. Yeah, that counts as seafood, right? It's shaped like seafood, right? Mm-hmm. Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's another seafood thing is texture, because it's not like beef chicken texture. It's totally totally different. And the thing I can't get used to, which is the thing you kind of have to just accept, is pulling bones, out of your mouth, like just taking a bite of something, like, I didn't, because you have to really pay attention to the way the meat, the muscle of the fish is running, and the how the bone cuts through that, and you have to pull it away from the bone, so you're leaving all the bone plus the little like extra little reinforcement kind of needly stuff behind. So you have to really be good at that and kind of know the angle to pull it off of the fish, so you're not getting anything. And if you do it the wrong way, you get all of it. And so it's a very it's just a learned thing, and I still hate doing that. When you're eating, like pulling bones out of your mouth, which I don't know if that's how impolite that is, but you have to do it. Like you just can't like hold fish bones in your mouth or chew them up or whatever. So yeah, it's a lot of this. Yeah, the flavors are really good here because they're very subtle. They don't do anything real heavy. So the seafood is really fresh and really subtle. But yeah, the whole mechanism of it sometimes is the process of getting in and getting a bone-free bite is pretty miserable. Yeah, I was when I was first in Japan. Of course, didn't know what I was doing. So my wife, girlfriend at the time, was like, like a little kid, like pulling. Okay, this is a piece. Here's a piece. Here's a piece. She would like be placed. Like I really looked, pretty out of touch. Like I hadn't ever eaten fish in my entire life in America. But fish off the bone is a whole different thing. Yeah, that was. I went out with. I went out with some classmates from grad school, so all Asian, like all like Chinese, Taiwanese, mostly like Hong Kong and Taiwan, and so we went to a crab place, and they just put the crab in front of you, and I was like, okay, so what do I do? Because they literally just steam the crab and they put it in front of you, and you have to know how to like crack open the shell, pull off the legs, like crack everything. And I hadn't done that before, and I was like, okay, so how do we eat this? It was one of those big Dungeness crabs, or the ones that have the disgusting texture on the outside, like the weird bumpy texture. It's like, oh, great, okay, so there we go. Yeah, it's funny. I guess that betrays on like my kind of suburban small town upbringing, is just you're not exposed to that at all growing up. So it's very like, okay, because I didn't know how to clean shrimp. Like I didn't even know how to eat shrimp until I was an exchange student in Sweden. They have like the prawn holiday where they eat all the steamed shrimp, and I had no idea. Can I eat this? What do I do? Oh, you suck the head? Okay. Yeah, all kinds of new stuff to learn. Chicken strips all day. Yes, yes, yes. Oh yeah, hookah bar, right? Yeah, it's like, what? Where does this go? How do you? Yeah, right, right. Yeah, yeah, that's true. All right. So chocolate covered chopsticks. I think that's enough, right? That sounds funny, just by itself. They didn't seem to be... they definitely weren't. Not functional. They didn't function as some sort of snack or some sort of... The snack utensil. Hey Joe, how's it going? Oh yeah. Yeah, right. That's true. Chicken too. When you're like picking a carcass, you end up with those fun little pieces of bone. Or if like you pull something too close off of a joint, you're like, oh, I got something that I can't chew. Oh yeah, I had we've got Costco here, and I haven't had like a grocery store like rotisserie chicken in so long, and they had rotisserie chickens at Costco, so we brought one home. I don't think my wife had ever had one, but oh yeah, I miss those. That's one of those things where you just like at the grocery stores, they had those are really common at the grocery stores, at least in LA they were, and so just like kind of give up. It's like, yeah, I'm just gonna pick at a chicken all night. But that really tender, really salty, but really tender rotisserie chicken. Damn. Get rid of this. There we go. All right. Okay. There's got to be I've got to keep this phrase. There's got to be a joke here for chocolate covered chopsticks. Or they just seem to be. It was possible. Was it possible? Impractical. They found misunderstood for mistaken for let's see. Oh, maybe just they were often mistaken for. Yeah. That gets the whole phrase in there. They were often mistaken for chocolate covered. What? Just this, please. There we go. They were often mistaken for chocolate covered chopsticks. Actually, they aren't ever because they're so thin and small. Yes. Pocky jokes. Yeah, that would be good. Yeah, taking over the... cigarettes are right. It looks like cigarettes and the rice. Yeah, like long, like Virginia Slim long cigarettes. Yeah, they do. Maybe in the U.S. too. The girl cigarette market, the women's cigarette market, is out of control here. They're trying to do like really sweet and floral kind of cigarettes to get young women to start smoking, but they're not much bigger than like a pocky diameter. They're very, very thin, like these long slender, so they look really odd smoking. Like there's not, because it's like smoking like a stick from like a lollipop or something. Like it's a very weird thin thing, so it seems like there should be some holder or something, but yeah, they're these really thin, probably like half the diameter of like a regular 100. Very strange. Yeah, so I don't know who smokes those or who could figure out how easily they would. I don't know what they do to make them strong at that thinness. You could easily break them. I like, yes, the idea of those cigarettes in right, just putting cigarettes out in a rice bowl. Hey, Yum, how's it going? Oh, nice. Midnight cleaning. All right. Oh, there we go. They were often mistaken for chocolate-covered chopsticks. No, they weren't. They never were. The joke is... the premise of the joke is completely false. Yeah, I think that'll work. Sometimes. How about instead of often? Yeah. Then it's a... I should break it then. Sometimes is better. Yeah, often sounds very wrong. Yeah, that works better. They were sometimes mistaken for chocolate-covered chopsticks. And what are we doing? Oh, fire. That's right, fire suppression. Overzealous fire suppression systems were preferable. Am I spelling that right? I'm sure there's a... yeah, I guess. A couple of different ways. I'm sure you could double the R. Let's see. No. Yeah, no, you can't. Nope, just one. K5 needs some midnight cleaning assistance. Oh, good, good. Yeah, glad you're doing good. Good to see you on the chat. Yeah, it's good to have everybody around. Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, especially recently. I guess it's the pain thing, so I'm on like some kind of... They don't have like opiates and stuff here, so I'm on some pretty light for American systems, pretty light pain medicine. So I'm always kind of in a little bit of pain, and so I always like with tooth stuff or like dentist stuff or anything that sustained pain stuff, I always get really depressed. Like it has a really like bad brain chemistry reaction or whatever with me. I get super depressed when I've got just like a constant annoying level of pain that I'm trying to suppress because I can't get my my doses lined up. There's always like some time in between doses, like when I'm sleeping and stuff, that I can't I'm gonna wake up in pain, or in the middle of the night it's gonna wear off, kind of stuff. Fun. Yeah, I think that works for both of these. So they were sometimes mistaken for chocolate-covered chopsticks, and overzealous fire suppression systems were preferable to indifferent ones. I think both of these work. Were preferable to indifferent ones. Okay. Where is... Oh, not here. Sorry, I'm just going to put these... or save these off. The band finger's still twitching. Not banned yet. Nice. Nice. All right. Okay. So that, and they were sometimes mistaken for chocolate-covered chopsticks. Okay, I better spell check it anyway. Oof. Yeah, I don't think I've done a rice bowl joke in a while. Oof. Nice. All right. Oh, we're gonna. So everyone, hold on to your ears. We're gonna check my new sound levels for the convenience store. I still couldn't find the convenience store chime. The original one. So I'll try the new and unimproved, the new and ear-shattering version. All right. There we go. Yes. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. The absolute power of the ban hammer. Powered by. All right. So let me switch over. So let me know, guys. So brace yourselves if you got headphones on. I lowered it. It's now like what, 40 decibels lower than the original volume, so it should be much better. But hang on, just in case it's a little shrieky. So I hope that was not as bad as last time. I don't want any ears to bleed. I gotta find the more reasonable one. There's a the only clip left on YouTube of that sound is someone walking in. So you hear like their footsteps, the door mechanism, like the air conditioning in the shop and everything. So it's a real noisy, not very clean track. Oh, oh, good, much better. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll keep it at that volume so it just suggests the door chime instead of like, just piercing your eardrums. All right, so so like I was talking about at the beginning of the stream, the gamer crap, the marketing to gamers is coming to Japan. And Japan has always been intense gamers, but they haven't had this weird culture of Monster Energy and whatever. Like it hasn't, that full thing hasn't kicked in, but now it has. So this is like a very esteemed, long established company. The Morinaga does a lot of chocolates and stuff, real famous snacks in Japan, and they do their version of the ramune, which is probably the one you can find the most easily. So the little candies. And so they're doing the Game Booster version. So what does Game Booster mean? So it just means they've boosted the amount of grape, I guess, in there, and caffeine, of course. So 40 milligrams. Sorry, 40 megagrams. 40 megagrams. Milligrams of caffeine, I guess, per tablet. So if you eat like a handful of these, that can get pretty caffeinated. And then 90% of like an extract from grapes. So it's basically simulating an energy drink. And yeah, they're kind of saying this is not for kids, but it looks very much like for kids. I mean, ramune is a kid's snack, so it's very weird that they're saying, kind of not for kids, kind of this is a grown-up thing, because of course it is. Yeah, Game Booster. And I like how they have, because it's got a version number, like software. Oh, and I forgot on the back here. Here's the icon showing you the science and all of the disciplines that went into creating a Game Booster. Yeah. It's just the exact thing you would find. So assists you in your gaming ability. Well, let's see how gruesome these things are. Yeah, because if they're simulating, if this is Japan simulating what they think an energy drink would taste like, it's gonna be pretty gross. So they're just little yellow tablets. Usually they're blue. They're like a light blue or white, like white or light blue. So they smell pretty good though. They're not the flavor is not too gross. I'm getting caffeinated. Oh, yeah, they're fine. They're just a like a white grape flavor. Yeah, not that you know, all that other the ingredients that like Red Bull and stuff has. It doesn't have any of that. It's a little sour, but yeah, mostly like a white grape kind of flavor. Okay, we're gonna do 90 milligrams. Yeah, they're the same consistency. They're exactly like the Domino candy, except they just hid. Oh yeah, no, there we go. It's almost the same flavor, the soda flavor at the end. Wow. But yeah, that's a really quick way. Okay, so there we go. So what are we at now? 135. So what's a like a can of Red Bull is like 150 or 200 or something. So yeah, you could eat a few of these. You could eat quite a few of these before you add a can of Red Bull. Yeah, they're pretty consistent. They're pretty yeah, there we go. I gotta get my Fortnite on. Yeah, I saw they did recently did skins for Rick and Morty for Fortnite, and they did it's like a cell shaded. They're 3D, of course, but they're like, you know, like just rendered as line kind of cell shaded stuff. I think they did that before with like kind of anime looking characters. Yeah, they're fine. We'll see if the caffeine hits me. It might take a little while, but I could definitely use it. But yeah, they taste pretty much exactly like, except the first little flavor is more like grape instead of soda. But it's oh no, it's got a bunch of vitamins in it. Ooh, that's bizarre. Yeah, they did add a bunch of vitamins. Weird. So it's got calcium and vitamin. Sorry. B6, B12. Is that really weird? Yeah. So yeah, it's just a vitamin and caffeine induced or imbued, whatever, full of weird vitamins and stuff. That's strange because the original Domino is just like kind of some starch and sugar. And the flavor doesn't taste any different. So they hid all the vitamins pretty well. So there it is. Game Booster Domino. Very strange. We'll see what the outcome is, if I feel any caffeine jitter or anything. But now I'm focused. I'm ready to game. So I got to switch over to my game stream channel and crank up the Fortnite. Oh man. Oh, there. Ugh. Yeah, there's the vitamin powder. Yeah, I got a little taste of that. So the sweetness doesn't cover that up at the end. You know how when they do smoothies and stuff at like gyms, and they just put like scoops of whatever kind of, you know, vitamins or whatever, and how you taste it. Yeah, you definitely taste the vitamins at the end there. That's pretty brutal. All right. So yeah, we're uploaded for this coming week. Wow. Yikes. Yeah, my daughter's got a Switch. I've only played around a little bit. I downloaded a couple of like free or cheap games that more something that I'd want to play. She basically plays Animal Crossing, Fortnite, and Splatoon on it. That's basically, and so in the Mario games, of course. That's why you'd buy a Nintendo for all the Nintendo stuff. But yeah, she is mostly playing Fortnite because that's the way they socialize, and that's the amazing thing. She had it on the TV for a while, and they have figured out, I think, even much better than Minecraft did, because Minecraft, there are things that interact and kind of things that are like, there's switches and rails for cars, and they have certain things that kind of combine together and work to do things. But Fortnite figured out, and that creative area, the thing where you can just build whatever you want, there's a couple of things. There's balls, like a like kind of super monkey ball kind of balls, where your character can get into, or like the ball in the Jurassic World, the first one, yeah, maybe the first Jurassic World, where you can ride around in this ball and it's got a boost on it, but it also has a suction cup, a little cable, and you can shoot the suction cup and then like draw the ball towards you, so you can attach it to somebody or another vehicle or some structure or whatever. And the things that I've seen them doing with those balls are just insane. Like, somebody has a helicopter, somebody has one of those balls, or somebody's jumping a car. And so they created a few vehicles and a few things that really work well, like the jump pads and the speed boost things, like things that are more video game, I guess, than Minecraft ever did. But there's a lot of I think if playing around with that long enough, you can get some actual game design ideas. Like there's basic enough building blocks that you can come up with interesting things, and then people do that. They build little levels or whatever in the creative area that you can play that have, basically you're designing a game. You're designing a level that has rules, and you set spawn points and weapons and whatever, and can ask people for donations. I don't know if they donate the in-game currency or whatever, but they ask for money. But that's pretty impressive. I mean, that for that to come out of that game is pretty impressive, because immediately the initial conception of that game looked terrible, and they've added some interesting stuff. So the stuff I've seen them doing in the creative is pretty impressive. Like there's a lot of like game design mechanics and kind of principles that you could learn. So if you're interested as a little kid in like doing game design, that would definitely help you think that through, because you can literally, I mean, it's limited building blocks, but still it's enough to make some pretty interesting stuff. And I guess that there's so much of that now. There's a lot of game building kind of in a game kind of stuff. But I was surprised that it was that sophisticated in Fortnite, and they seem to be having a blast. Oh, nice. Oh, very cool. Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, especially an untouched, like an untouched launch model, because there's another one coming out. So they did I forget what they're calling them. They did the one with the Joy-Cons don't come off, the mini one or whatever. So the smaller screen, and it's all one. And then they're doing a Deluxe DX, I think, which is a bigger screen. It's not going to be 4K or anything. It's just going to have a bigger like OLED screen and something else, some LAN port or something. They're gonna do something. There's one more input that the original model doesn't have. But that's coming out here soon, I think, if it's not already. But so there's going to be a couple of different models now. So that original one, because they had a lot of there's a lot of problems with the original models, so I think a lot of them got damaged. So the launch model is definitely rare, because a lot of them got trashed early on. Yeah, but I haven't played the Switch. It's a little small, like the controls and everything's a little small. Like the minimum I can handle is like a PlayStation or like an Xbox controller. The Joy-Cons feel a little small. They're better on that. They make like a controller for it. That's like a better scale for me, but then it's not portable. Kind of destroys the portable aspect of it. But the just locations of everything on the Joy-Cons is a little tiny. So I don't know. Fascinating. But I do have to say I'm very happy and impressed with that Xbox Game Pass. I've given up. I haven't bought anything on Steam and this is probably terrible because Microsoft sucks, but I haven't bought anything on Steam in a while, and I don't have any like PlayStation stuff like the Plus or PlayStation Now or whatever it's called. Nothing on my PlayStation, so I've switched over to just that only one monthly fee from the Game Pass. But that's pretty nice library of stuff, and stuff that I've like wanted to play, and also because it's a lot of Xbox exclusive things, because I haven't had an Xbox for the last 2 generations. So yeah, that was nice to see. But oh, nice. October. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Oh, sweet. Oh, yeah. I'm not sure what's happening. I think now maybe. So I know some people that have gone to Nintendo World, but it's really hard to get in because they're limiting the number of people. So if you get really good timing, it's nice, because if you can get in with the whatever number of people they're letting in that day, that means there's very few people there. So yeah, I've had some friends that brought their kids there, and so you have to pay. You may have already seen like videos and stuff about it, but you have to pay like $30 for a like an RFID kind of wristband, and that like tracks you throughout the Nintendo land, Nintendo World, and everything you do, like anything that would generate a coin or makes the little coin sound, they keep track of that. And so there's a companion app. So you download the companion app, or it might even be built into the. There's already like a Universal Studios Japan app. I'm not sure if it's separate or not, but then you keep track of how many coins, and you can do something with them. I forget, but yeah, people liked it. It's it's pricey, like to do everything there, and like the little like novelty foods and stuff, of course, because it's Universal Studios is a little pricey, but very cute, very well done. Just not very big, so when it's crowded, maybe it's not fun at all because it's just not very big. But yeah, I'll have to figure out. Man, my daughter hasn't said anything. She's like kind of likes Nintendo stuff, but hasn't like been saying I want to go, I want to go. Like if she was younger, she definitely would be. But yeah, because she wasn't even excited about. They did those Lego sets. I don't know if you guys have seen this, the Mario World kind of Lego thing where Mario can actually interact. He's got like a little screen and some kind of little computer, so he's can interact with anything that you build. So you basically build levels with a little chubby Lego Mario and have it interact. And of course, she's at the age where she's like, that's interesting, but I would never play with it. So she's already very teenager in that way. So yeah, no Nintendo World yet. But yeah, but I hope there's some chance, especially before the tourists come back. I'm not looking forward to the. That'll probably be next summer. I don't know, the return of the Chinese. I don't know if China invades Taiwan, they're not coming back here as tourists. So we'll see. They're not coming back here as tourists. They're coming back here as invaders. So I'm not sure what the future is going to be, but. Yeah, I'd like to see what that looks like, because it would just be fun to see the engineering of it and everything from just the videos I saw. Looks like they did a really nice job, and everyone I know that's gone says it's really, really cool, really well done. Oh, but yeah, so I'm still sitting in the convenience store. I guess I don't need my giant face here. We can switch back. But it's just the buffalo. I'll switch back to one of the cartoons from today. Make sure it's okay. There we go. So we don't have to look at my giant head. There we go. Nice. Oh. Yeah, so I'm not sure what's going to be going on with the parks here, because and we've got the worst numbers for infections that we've ever had, and now kids are getting it, so that might be even more encouragement not to fully open any amusement parks or anything. But I think Disney was hurting for a while. They opened up earlier than they should have in Japan because they were having zero business for so long. Oh boy. But yeah, it might be good. Yeah, that would be a great surprise trip because it's really close. Like, it's really convenient, so we can kind of fake. Oh yeah, we're just gonna go here and then haha. Do the that's a good idea, K5, because those are the things you remember as a kid, is those surprise trips. Are like, what, really, no way, kind of things. Yeah, those are great. Yeah, it's really crazy. It's all back. Yeah, back to the full. Well, Japan has never really de-escalated because they're very mask-wearing people anyhow. So people have been wearing masks. It's only, and so that makes it very easy to see the mentally ill people because there's no Trump supporters or like any political lines drawn over masks here. So the people that aren't wearing masks are usually the mentally ill because it's just such a mask culture here. So that's very, it's very disturbing, but it's very easy to see. And also some like kind of, teenage, like high school age, university age. Some kids are just like, fuck it, I'm going to live forever. So they don't have so it just as rebellion, just as like kind of rebellious youth, they're doing that. But it's not fun, not good at all. Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah, it's not. Some places are it's not letting up at all. And I don't think it's going to be strange in Japan because I'm not sure if it's ever going to, if people are ever going to feel safe again, just because once they stop doing social distancing and let all the tables of a restaurant or a cafe, fill up and everything, then people are going to feel even more, because they haven't had it for so long, they're going to feel even more on top of each other. And here you're really near somebody. So a little restaurant, the tables are so close together that it's almost impossible. It's very difficult to get out in between tables. They're so closely packed. So in restaurants and bars and things, so people are going to feel, they haven't felt it for a while, and suddenly all these people are on top of them. So there's going to be some weird, like, lingering side effects here. I don't think people are ever going to take their masks off in Japan. It's just going to be this like constant, and there is a lot of mask wearing because of course, flu season and allergy season, and there's 2 allergy seasons here. Spring and fall. So it's going to be strange to see, and people do that kind of social pressuring, where if you're doing something wrong, like you're eating on the train, or you're talking too loud, or you put your feet up on the train seat or whatever, you're doing something, people just stare at you, like just they just like kind of social pressure you, and if you don't care, then you can get away with anything, but people will like look at you very disdainfully. If you're doing something wrong. And so that's the way they kind of, in this kind of gentle way, reinforce, etiquette and kind of social stuff. And so we'll see. I think it's going to be masked. Wow, lockdown. Yeah, so Australia. Right. Yeah, so lockdown again. Wow. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's the public policy and like what they were thinking, because it just seems like all they've figured out how to do is delay the inevitable, and I'm not gonna. I don't have any opinions. I have no opinions, but it's just eventually, it's just making things take longer than they should. I don't know, but I can't imagine everybody being able to do that, to be able to go into full lockdown. Again, because mentally, I think it's really messing people up. And now there's some people that are just like working from home permanently. Like that was insane. Google did that thing where they're like, yeah, no problem. Everybody that's at home now, that's where you work. That's your office now. So everybody is permanently a remote worker. Oh, but because you don't have the commute, there's a lot of stuff. You don't have to buy clothes anymore. You don't have to do a lot of things that you used to for work. So you have a lot less expenses. So we're going to cut your salary, based on where you're living. So if you're still living in Manhattan or, downtown San Francisco or whatever, you'll get the same salary from working at home. But yeah, if you moved out to the suburbs, they cut your salary. That's insane. I mean, what a shit company. I mean, it's just yeah. I can't say enough about how ridiculous that is. Mm. Oh no. Oh wow. Oh, that is so cool. So first car surprise. Ah, that's really cool. Well, you have us, unknown girl. We'll be your social outlet and your sanity maintenance team. Yeah, full lockdown again is crazy. It could happen here though, especially if kids start getting sick, which they are, which people are not talking about. That's so cool, K5. That's a really cool story. Yeah, I've got lucky as um, my parents having me young. Sometimes I would get lucky to be able to do stuff with my dad where when everybody else, like when my mom was sick or had to take care of my brother or whatever, I would get to take her place. So I got to see like a lot of rock concerts at a really young age and do a lot of like road trips and stuff that wouldn't have happened if things were different, like age wise and birth order and all that stuff. But yeah, some surprises like that, like after school, just getting picked up after school and be like, what, where are we going? That's really cool. Yeah, it's a cool story, K5. Very nice. Yeah, the whole, oh my god, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Is this bad? What's so bad? And then having it be a good thing. That's so cool. Wow. Yeah, I gotta find. I need a new TV show or something. I'm really gotta get distracted by something. I was trying to watch that Marvel What If series, and I hate that weird cell shaded like 3D art. Like it never. They let the computer do too much of the animation, so it looks very computery. Like the in betweening, like the movement is too perfect, and the timing is not good at all because it's all just done on some stupid computer timeline, and the computer makes all those curves. So it looks real cold and inhuman. But I always liked those comics growing up. Those What If comics always had such crazy ideas. And the whole idea of What If is something that you couldn't actually write in the storyline because it's too insane. And it would just disrupt everything. Like what if, I think what it was like, or maybe this was actually in the actual storyline, but I'm thinking of Spider-Man had the Silver Surfer's power cosmic for a short time. That might have been in the actual series. But I'm thinking of stuff like that. Like they do like really weird switcheroo kind of stuff, like Spider-Man getting gamma radiated, like so Spider Hulk. Those sorts of like weird mashup, kind of mixed up things. So the what ifs were really fun because they would ruin the storyline, so they would give them their own little thing. But what they're doing with the What If show is they're just gender swapping or race swapping characters. And so it's like, what if Captain America was a woman? And it's like, yeah, nothing changes. Like if there is equality between the genders, then it can't be different. She has to be just as good, if not better, than male Captain America. So nothing happens. And what if the Star-Lord from the Guardians of the Galaxy was the T'Challa, the Black Panther prince? Nothing. It's just nothing happens. Nothing's different. So it's really weird that they're doing this gender swap, race swap thing. I'm like, wow, what if? And changes nothing. Like, it literally changes nothing in the stories, as opposed to what the original comics were, where the what ifs were like, oh, this would ruin the whole universe. This is such a stupid, crazy idea. But they haven't figured that out yet. All they're doing is, like, using it for representation or whatever. Yeah, they're like, what if there was more representation in the Marvel? That's what every episode should be. What if representation was different in the Marvel universe? But that was really disappointing, because that was always a fun thing when I was a kid, is the stupid ideas they would come up with, the what if Marvel titles. Yeah, let's see if there's any examples of that. Yeah, what if Spider-Man would have joined the Fantastic Four? What if the Hulk had Bruce Banner's brain? What if there was no Avengers? What if Captain America wouldn't have vanished and gone into the ice? Yeah, just a lot of, like, stuff that was, like, just changing their storylines, basically. Yeah. Oh, that's really silly. But more recent, yeah, maybe that's why it sucks, is because the more recent stuff is kind of stupid and boring. Their ideas are not that exciting. Like, what if Gwen Stacy had lived? Then she, yeah, becomes Spider-Gwen, not in an alternate timeline. Sorry, comic book stupid stuff. Ooh, what if the Invisible Girl had died in childbirth? There's a fun question to answer. Jesus. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Was that part of the storyline that there was some problem during a delivery of their son? Yeah, weird. Anyhow, enough comic book. Exactly, G to G. Exactly. What if Marvel didn't suck and wasn't full of cliche? Yeah. What if they didn't, disappoint? Very good. Nacho Man Randy Salad. That is the best Twitch name I've seen. Nice. Nacho Man Randy Salad. Yeah, it's too bad. Yeah, it's a shame that kids have so much other stuff distracting them, but it's just funny that you don't have that common, like, you don't grow up reading comics, because what's the point, So the people that go into comics and things are different than they used to be, because it wasn't less mainstream. Like, I don't know. It's very funny, because it's just, and I'm just comparing because it's such a comic culture, the manga culture in Japan. I mean, everybody reads comics, and it's so, being obsessed, having, like, a bunch of, goods of, character goods from your favorite series and stuff is not super common, but the stories are good enough that everybody reads some sort of comics. And especially growing up, like 100% of people read comic books. So it's weird how fucked up comics are now in the US, and how Demon Slayer, a single, like, title from Japan, can outsell, like, the entire comic book industry in the US. That's so pathetic. So I just mourn that my daughter will never read a superhero comic, but there's plenty of good stuff that she reads here. But yeah, and it's funny too, because that's always, like, that's something to talk about, and always kind of a bonding thing with friend groups and stuff, and they have that here. Like, they talk about their favorite manga, and they read each other's favorite manga and stuff here. Swap the collected books and stuff. So that's so cool to see that still exists. And my daughter in America, I don't think ever read a comic book. Like, literally, she's only read manga. I don't think she's ever read an American comic. Only manga. It's so crazy. Yeah, very different. Yeah, right. Good job. Yeah, that's exactly true. What if Disney actually didn't ride people to reinforce their whatever their thing is that they're doing. What if? That's the biggest what if. What if Marvel wasn't anodyne and cliche and formulaic? Uh, yeah. Yeah. It's very, very funny, very strange. Yeah, that's too bad. That was a good opportunity, and they could have, like, just let people do really stupid, crazy things. But oh, that sucks too. That's right. Conan is in the Marvel universe now. Like, whatever the rights, whatever happened, because they Marvel did a Savage Conan series in the 80s, 70s, or 80s. So kind of was a Marvel character, was a Marvel title, not a character. But now Conan is just in the Marvel universe. It's just like Spider-Man and Conan. That doesn't make any sense. Like, it's useless because they can't tell any good, like, pulp stories in American comic books. So that's really a waste of time. Wow. Yeah, I'm sorry I looked up all these titles. Wow. There's a lot of nonsense what if stuff. Yeah. I don't know. But at least we have a Pocky joke for this week. Nice. Yeah, so I gotta find something to watch. I tried to watch that Bad Batch, the kind of continuation of the Clone Wars storyline. That's horrible. It's for kids. I mean, it's just written so much for kids that it's impossible to watch. I just gotta just keep digging for old stuff that I haven't that I missed out on or whatever. That would probably be better than trying to find something newer. Yeah, because it's really strange. I don't understand. So why does streaming, like, there is no more kids content anymore? Why do they pretend that there's kids? Oh, I guess because it's like they're writing that crossover line, because they figured out they could get, like, young adult stories. They could get adults to read and watch movies based on young adult stories. So then you've got that reading age, like 8 years old to, like, 65 or whatever, 49 or whatever their ranges. So you get that weird crossover. So that's why everything sucks right now, is because Harry Potter and Hunger Games and all that stuff showed people that, it showed companies that you could cross over multiple generations of fans for a new property. But it sucks. It really sucks because it dumbs down everything. It's hard to find something satisfying, some satisfying storytelling, because it's like, it's all about, being bullied, or working together with your friends, or cooperation. It's like, what is this? What are we doing? Yeah, it's funny because a lot of those weird things that came out of so in the 80s, there was complaints mostly based on, like, Warner Brothers and, like, Looney Tunes and Tom and Jerry and stuff, to take the violence out of cartoons. So all those parents groups were lobbying the television studios to take the violence. So they started editing the cartoons, and then stuff that was produced for Saturday morning cartoons and the afternoon stuff always had that, like the G.I. Joe cartoons, and I think He-Man and everything at the end had the little, and learning is half the battle, or whatever their little catchphrase was about they had to have a little lesson, a little moral lesson, a little teaching moment at the end of all of those things. And that was just because of the parents groups complaining that there was no value, that programming for kids had no moral value or no educational value. So they had to kind of force some kind of weird educational thing in there, which is ridiculous, because you can't, not everything has educational value, and stories are entertainment, and there's some value in that themselves. Like, kids get to just, zone out and watch some stupid thing and not worry about homework or whatever for a little bit. So not seeing the value in that. And So they had those little lessons at the end of the thing, but that's still like people that are writing for kids television and stuff still think they have to do that, like put these little, well, if we all work together we can do better, these little like moral lessons in these shows, and they should just be pure entertainment. But instead, this if it's aimed at a younger demographic, it has that stupid teaching thing, and it's becoming now just more of like this weird brainwashing thing where it's enforcing these weird social codes and stuff. It's so weird. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. this, this is going to be the nostalgia cast. I remember when... And then I'll forget what I'm talking... What was I saying? Yeah. Oof. Yeah, I'm definitely going to break my webcam before that happens. I'll take myself right offline, delete my Twitch account. Yeah, but no, I just think that's weird that thing lingers. It's like you don't have to do that anymore, and you're developing most of this stuff for streaming or whatever. So what? Who cares? Parents groups can say whatever the hell they want, and parents groups don't even exist anymore. Is the funny thing. Like there isn't that kind of organized, defense of children in the same way that there was. But you can do whatever you want on your streaming platform. So why are you making the same garbage that I guess maybe because the ultimate goal is to, be able to license this stuff out, like produce it original for Netflix or whoever, Hulu, whatever, and then be able to syndicate it out to other platforms after you've run it into the ground. But just making garbage. It's really bad. Fox News. I've never watched Fox News ever. No, I guess does that sound kind of conservative and Fox Newsy? Yeah. No, but just the weird way that they can't tell good stories it bothers me. It's like you don't have the same restrictions that you had before, so the creativity should be better than ever, and it's actually worse than ever. It's actually like more restricted, and there's weird stuff. Fox News. Yeah, I'm a real... I can't even think. I almost said Anderson Cooper. That's not Fox News. Who is Fox News? I can't think of the name of the host. Yeah, I'm a real one of those Fox News guys, loyalists. That's a good idea. Yeah. I should yeah, that would be a better when I'm just like kind of blah blah blah. Yeah, that's a good idea. I should make a directory. Yeah, that's true. It really is. Yeah. I agree with Yum. Yum understands me, and we don't watch Fox News. But no, the stuff is like really for no reason. Like there is no that I can understand or that I can see. There is no reason to make stuff so crap when it should be like a golden age, like another golden age of animation and storytelling and stuff. But instead, it's just the worst. It's really weird. There's no original properties. It's just like they're digging into the past to find something with a recognizable title that hasn't been a property or an IP that hasn't been used before, and just like trying to force that out. And it's really dull. They just take the edges off of everything and make it really, really boring. And I don't know if they're doing it because they're trying to think of like this weird global market, so it's got to be kind of bland because then there's no cultural clash or anything, and you can easily like understand what's going on. But there's no stories that were ever written or should be ever written like that, where it's just like, yeah, really bland. Joe saying stop watching Fox. That's so funny. Yeah, it's funny that when Disney bought Fox, they spun off, or they kept out the News Corp. So like the Fox News thing stayed separate when Disney bought Fox. Can you imagine if Disney owned News Corp? Like that would be very funny. The like sudden like the switch into Disney politics. Yeah. Right, right. Yeah, there can't be antagonists. Yeah, everyone just has to, yeah, talk about how much they like each other and how much they respect and care about each other. And nobody can be attractive. That's the thing that's really bugs me too, is because I think that's coming from, every culture has a different idea of attractive. So it's impossible to create, like, I think like maybe Hollywood and like America has been the most dominant at like saying this is what pretty is, this is what handsome is, this is what attractive is. They've been the most successful at doing that, but it doesn't match, a lot of cultures thinking about, what a good looking man or a good looking woman is. So you can't do that. It's very difficult to do that. So just make everyone like ugly. And then you don't have to worry. You're just hurting everyone's eyes. You're not confusing anyone's culture. Yeah, Disney bought Fox. Yeah, so now it's 20th Century Pictures or 20th Century Films. 20th Century, what is it? It was 20th Century Fox Pictures, was it? Now it's just 20th Century Pictures. The Fox is gone, so Disney owns Alien and everything that was Fox, Simpsons, everything, all TV, entertainment. The only thing that during that sale that they spun off and said this isn't part of the deal is News Corp, the news Fox News thing. So I don't know if News Corp owns anything else besides Fox News. It might be some other cable properties or something. But yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that was the joke. Like when that happened, the joke was, okay, does that now mean that the queen alien from Aliens is a Disney princess? Like, like that's how stupid that is. But yeah, that's why Simpsons is on Disney Plus. And it's they did that weird thing where they screwed it up. They didn't keep the 4x3. They just letterbox a 4x3 so that you lost like there were jokes and visual gags that were totally cut off because they letterboxed they just cropped the 4x3 into 16:9 or whatever. Yeah, whatever the letterbox is. Yeah. Yeah, Amazon owns Whole Foods. That's scary because that's going to be the first way they implement their little cashierless shop. Can you imagine just going into Whole Foods and just like, shoveling a bunch of stuff into a basket and walking out with it because there'll be no more cashiers with that Amazon shop Amazon Go or whatever that technology was. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think that's really funny. I think yeah, we can't have antagonists. Everyone's just a protagonist, and that's really what because you have to have a bad guy, so a bad guy has to have bad traits. But what if a bad trait is something that like resonates culturally or something? I mean, it's really weird. Yeah, it's really hard to be as inclusive, globally inclusive, and try to figure out a way to make a bad guy. Yeah. It just has to be something like very inhuman. It has to be like the Happening. It has to be angry wind or something. So you can't. But I guess then that's nature. No, you can't have nature be a villain. Yeah, yeah. 20th Century Fox. Right, right. Yeah. So it's all the entertainment stuff. But yeah, not the news. Not News Corp. News Corp was separate. Oh, right, right. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's been a while for all of this. It's really weird, and I don't think it has a lot of like direct effect when something is purchased. It doesn't have direct effect on their everyday stuff, but how they then start to repackage stuff and like Simpsons being on Disney Plus is very weird. But yeah, all the 20 and it's no longer 20th Century Fox, and so I wonder if they're gonna get rid of the fanfare, the Fox fanfare that like that seems to lead right into the Star Wars theme, Star Wars opening theme. Yeah, that's so funny. They had to get rid of that once Lucasfilm was Disney, and then it's just like quiet and weird at the beginning of Star Wars movies, and No, but I don't think Fox wants to use it anymore because that is very, very heavily associated with Star Wars. Yeah, from Whole Foods. That's crazy. Yes, that is insane. How much? Yeah, how much of that is just going to be completely blood? What is that? Bandai? I'm not going to be able to find. I have to search this in Japanese, I think. Oh, I think I have an email. Yeah, did you guys... wait a minute. No, I don't know what this is. What the hell? But there was there's a new doll that was just released. Let me see if I can... it was a Bandai Namco... Or maybe not Namco. Bandai Code... What is the... Oh, it's all... Yeah. Yeah, I got a weird email that would be funny to share if I can find it. Oh no, that's right. That's on. It's not. It wasn't an email. But there's a new. I don't know if you guys saw a headline. A new doll that was released that is specifically, and this is like. It makes. I mean, this is like makes you suicidal. Specifically to replace grandchildren that never visit. So it's so depressing. It's a doll. I have to go way back into my history, I think. It's a doll that's supposed to not represent your baby, you know, you're a little kid and it's supposed to represent your future baby. It's a doll that represents your grandchildren, so a doll for old people to take care of because they never see their grandchildren. And, you know, it makes sense in the lockdown times, you know, a lot of parents, grandparents didn't get to see. Oh, this channel is so huge, I'm never going to be able to find it. Sorry, it's Takara Tomy, not Bandai. I don't know, I thought it was Bandai. But, oh, here we go. Oh god. Yeah, so real quick, I won't try to make anybody... Oh, sorry, this one, let's do this. And this one. And wait. Wait, this one. There we go. Haha. Here we are. The new... the newest... Oh, sorry, I can't do sound... But it's yeah, this made me want to drink myself to blackout. It's a talking doll that is made for older people, you know, kind of occupy their minds, and it's the grandchild, I guess maybe the great grandchildren as well, great grandchildren that never visit you, and yes, yeah, so. Very depressing. So dolls made for senior citizens to interact with, like specifically that say the things and do the things that a grandchild would need or do. So very different from that aesthetic of like learning, like, you know, how to feed a baby or change a baby or whatever. So just yeah, this is brutal, and Japan should not try to oh god, should not try to solve these like social problems with toys. It's really sad. Yeah. So thank you, Takaratomi. You've figured it out. Ooh, Neuralink. Yeah, that should be fun. Yeah, we'll be eating cloned meat. It's gonna be wonderful. Oh, are you talking about Haley Joe Osment from AI, from the Pinocchio, Spielberg Pinocchio movie? The AI boy. Hey, Pie of Doom. How's it going? We're just watching toy commercials. Wait a minute. Yeah, here's the... Oh my god, they're showing people... Oh, this is the worst. She gets emotional? Was she like wiping her eyes? Oh god. This is horrifying. Like it's just like you're so infantilized that it's like, well, yeah, we know you don't have a good relationship with your family members. They're too arrogant and self-involved to visit you in your hometown, so you you can have this. Oh man. Oh yeah, that was really brutal. Yeah. Yeah, AI was rough. Yeah, and the fact, I mean, they did the Blue Fairy. Oh, I don't want to. Guess I shouldn't spoil it for anybody, but yeah, the ending. Uh, yeah, trying to do the kind of Pinocchio ending. It was a very brutal choice, but this is the future. This is the only grandchildren that you'll ever have. Yeah, I don't know. It's not looking good. Yep. Anyhow, enough of that. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it definitely is. AI is a brutal watch. Yeah, but I saw that. I saw that come up. I subscribed to that Takara Tomy channel for my daughter. I did for my daughter because a bunch of stuff that she likes was from them, and I saw that come up and like that can't be a real thing. And then they started to report on it a little bit in the English language news, and out of context, it's just so depressing. Screaming inside your heart. No, that's true, and it's going to start to become that. It's like, yeah, you can't have sex. Well, here's a sex robot, and you can't have a nice, civil conversation. Here's a conversation robot. I mean, it's really it's so weird, the cyclical thing. It's like, when they were little tiny girls, they role played with plastic babies, in preparation for having babies, and now they're older and they're going back to plastic babies, as comfort, it's crazy. It doesn't hurt anything. It just is really depressing. Hey, Twitch K5. I don't know. Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I mean, that's a big company though, making a really big push. I could understand if it was like a small kind of niche kind of people trying to like a Kickstarter or whatever, trying to satisfy some market, but I don't know. Takara Tomy is huge. I mean, they're like the big toy producer here. Nice. Yeah, it's very funny. Yeah, they're doing that a lot though. There's a lot of companion and assistant kind of robot stuff that Japan keeps working on. Some of the bigger, SoftBank I think has funded like shopping assistants and stuff, and they're talking about in hospitals having kind of patrolling like nurse robots. So basically they're just monitoring patients, but they'll interact and they'll be interactive, and they'll you can talk to them and they'll kind of check status. I've seen they look a little freaky though, but they basically kind of like robots that would use for like mall security or whatever, but have robots in hospitals that are checking on, or maybe even like retirement homes, like hospice care and stuff. So you're hearing a voice and you're interacting with something, so maybe a little more stimulating for you mentally than just like a speaker on a wall or whatever barking at you. But yeah, they've been testing that kind of stuff here too because of the huge population. Oh wow, yeah. Why are they boycotting Twitch? That's funny. I mean, I just yeah. There must be like a new, like recent event. Oh yeah, yeah. No, that's a really good point, Yum. Is that all of these things are just proof, these weird toys and robots are just proof that Japan ignores mental health until something needs uh, some kind of band-aid, some kind of thing to comfort people that already have a severe kind of that's true. I really wish there was more attention to mental health. That's a really neglected thing here just because it's some people don't believe in it. Like the pandemic, right? Yeah, doesn't exist. Yeah, so no, but the thinking is that power of will, like if you're a strong person and strong character, you can tell yourself to stop being depressed, tell yourself to stop thinking about killing people or whatever, whatever mental thing you have, that by force of will you can push beyond that and fix yourself, because the that's very much part of the culture here, is that discipline, discipline and self motivation. I mean, that's what all the athletes and everything are really based on, that insane dedication to something, so you can mentally force yourself to be better. But what if you don't know what better looks like? That's the problem. Yeah. Yeah, there's so many. Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, I'll have to look up that Twitch boycott. I wonder what that's about. Uh, Joe is calling us uptight Fox viewers. But yeah, no, it's just there is no point in worrying about it, because it's just going to happen, and it's not anything. Even if you like have strong opinions against things that are going to happen, they're still going to happen because you don't decide them. They're decided in society. They're decided in culture. So it's a much bigger thing. What was on Twitch? Oh wow. Oh geez, yeah. That's interesting. Oh, thanks, G to G. I didn't know what the what the controversy is. Well, that makes sense. It's weird though. Didn't Twitch? It was Twitch, right? That went on that whole thing. Like, we've set up this like sensitivity consulting group. They like picked some influencers or whatever. They picked like a group of people to consult with them about how to make Twitch better. I guess they never met or didn't listen or whatever. That's weird. Northern Idaho sounds good. If I can have a fireplace, that sounds excellent. Oh man. Yeah. Yeah. Me too, Yum. I don't trust them. Never have. Yeah, it's just that, because we're getting so much stuff forced on us that we don't. Yeah, there's nothing you can do about it. Just the from the UI design of your smartphone to like how you have to interact with things, like how I have to do streaming. I would do it very, very differently if there were other options, but there's kind of like a way to do things. Yeah, so it's just messed up. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. And people chasing where the money is recently is very odd. I don't know. Yeah, why certain decisions are being made. Oh man, but I get stitches out tomorrow, which is almost as bad as having stitches put in, because like I've had a week to heal, and yeah, and the last guy took a pair of scissors instead of like forceps and trying to like raise the stitch so you can cut it. He just took a point of scissors and just jammed it into my head and just pried the stitch up and then cut it. So yeah, some of the doctors don't have their technique quite down here. But yeah, that's right. So tomorrow I get stitches out. Yay. Oh. Oh, thank God. I was so worried about my favorite ASMR or yeah, that's right. Every time I log into Twitch, like she is always there with like 12,000, viewers or whatever. Just like what, like talking to some very expensive microphone. Uh, uh, yeah. Oh, what do you guys think about OnlyFans? It's not a thing. Like, I don't think there's a lot of Japanese. Maybe because you have to like proving your identity and stuff. You probably have to use English-based ID and stuff. So I don't think there's a lot of OnlyFans girls in Japan. But what do you think about OnlyFans saying no more or making new rules like no more sexually explicit? That's really bizarre. You can't rebrand OnlyFans. You just have to just do something else. But obviously, there's money there that they think can be made. But it sounds like everything that happens to adult content, and especially if it's not like three big companies or whatever creating adult content, when it's like individuals or very small studios, it's a kind of an escalation, and you're trying to do something that's going to attract new followers. You're going to try to like what's one-upsmanship, I think you can say, where you're trying to do something more outrageous or find a more extreme kink or whatever to attract more people, and so then you very quickly get into illegal, doing illegal things. And I think that's what the bank said. Whoa. Wait, okay, we're not going to do no bestiality, no child porn, no prostitution. Can we, like, not fund illegal things? Can we not process payments for illegal things? Yeah. People are way too horny. Or, like, way too weirdly horny, I think. Yeah, just nobody wants vanilla anymore. That's everyone's least favorite flavor, right? You got to have your foot porn or your whatever, your food fetish, whatever. Yeah, yeah. It's really weird, and the kind of social effect it's gonna have. Like it was especially during the pandemic and stuff. Um, the lockdowns, that's why if you can't leave your house, you developed a following and you developed an income, like an incredible income that you could support your extended family with. That's crazy. So that suddenly being gone, there are going to be some people that are like, well, there'll be other companies that'll pick up the slack, that'll try to do that, but then that can also force you into more extreme, more real sex work. And I don't think there's some people they're not cut out for it and they shouldn't be doing it. And the fact that they could kind of do the, baby's first sex work on OnlyFans. That's how they should have marketed it. I can't believe they missed that opportunity, baby's first sex work. The fact that they didn't, that they got into something they don't really know, like how deep the rabbit hole goes. And yeah, it's funny. Yeah, it's funny. I think that's they should have like put a limit on it right away and let people like put a restriction on it immediately and let people kind of like beat against that. No pun intended, but to kind of push against the limits that they set, being very conservative at the beginning. But they just said whatever you want to do, whatever you're going to put behind there. And so then eventually, of course, it gets into you know illegal things. So yeah, but that happened with American porn in the 90s and everything. It's just like there's always, it's like, well, can't we just do rape stuff? It's like immediately it pushes into, yeah, don't do that, that's illegal. So yeah, so it'll be weird to see. Yeah, it was just like, and somebody even I think brought that up when they were talking about that happening. It's like when Playboy said, "Yeah, do we have to have nudes? Can't we just have like pictures of pretty women in Playboy?" Now it's like, yeah, that's not your brand. Can we just be a lad mag? But yeah, it's very weird. So yeah, I don't know any. I have friends who have friends that are OnlyFans that are on OnlyFans, but I don't know anybody directly. So there's nobody to talk to about how it's affecting them. Yeah, I'm gonna have to change my OnlyFans account pretty severely. There's a lot of content I'm gonna lose. That would be the most depressing OnlyFans ever. Yeah, no, exactly. Why not just, instead of like having a sweeping, like punishing everybody, why not just say, okay, yeah, you're banned. You know, you're banned for doing this. And yeah, I wonder. I wonder though if it became a case of them letting it go for too long, so they can't claim, oh, we didn't know, or they can't, kind of like they can't just like cease and desist kind of stuff or do banning because they were making money off of it. Like that money is like now, so that illegal content money is so part of the company now, part of the $2 billion value. Yeah, I wonder, but it was probably just a stance that the banks took, and it's just, if we're going to keep investing, then, or keep letting you process and keep letting you get, take investments, then there has to be a guarantee that of the, what the legal level, the level of the content, or I'm not thinking of the word, but the how serious the content is has to be very well controlled, or else we can't. There's just no way to trust that. And of course, like, financial institutions are going to be the most conservative, so there probably was just no choice, because there wasn't negotiating. It's like, well, can we keep bestiality but not, whatever? It's like they couldn't negotiate, so they had to just kill everything. So I wonder what that's going to mean. And it's happened with kind of everything, like porn in the 90s, internet porn and stuff, like all of that stuff happened. I guess it was like 2000s, but that all happened. I'm caffeining it up. Yes. If you would have joined my OnlyFans while it was still explicit, you would have found out. Oh man. Yep, so I'm going to go delete all of my illegal OnlyFans content, and I'll be back next week. Yeah, it's weird. I don't think there's any possibility, because you can't tell somebody I have an OnlyFans, and it's like I put all my like cooking, lessons or whatever on there. They're never going to be able to switch up. So it's like erotic cooking. Like, what do you do? No, it's just cooking. They can't ever switch over to what's a civilian type level of content, because they've dipped too far into the adult world. Huge ridge and butt chin. Oh my god! No wonder I keep this beard. All right. Well, I'll wrap it up this week. I'm rambling too much, and yeah, I think that's a good idea to run a slideshow or something behind me, because my rambling is not visually very interesting. But yeah, those aren't bad. I don't feel well. I rambled on enough, so maybe I did feel the caffeine, but I didn't feel the coffee level of caffeine. They have caffeine gum and stuff here too, so it's not, putting caffeine in candy is not unusual. All right. So thank you everyone for joining me, Unknown Girl and Yum and Joe and K5 and G2G. And so we lost some earlier Michael Scott, and we lost some earlier viewers from the beginning. But yeah, thanks so much for hanging out. It's good to see everybody. I hope everyone stays well and does good. And Pie of Doom on Twitch. All right. Very cool. So we'll do this again next week, and hopefully I'll be feeling better by then. And so that's all for this week. So abusecartoons.com is the website, and on Twitch and YouTube is where this stream is, and sometimes on Facebook if you can find it. And you can also follow on Twitter, so notifications on Twitter of the stream, and both Twitch and YouTube. And also patreon.com/abusecartoons. And the archive is gocomics.com/domesticabuse. So thanks everyone for joining me. So good to see you, and everyone take care. Great chat as always, and always K5 is incredibly inspirational. That was excellent. The Pocky as ohashi, as chopsticks, is perfect. Perfect idea. I had nothing, and as soon as you said that, like visually, I saw that as a cartoon. So thanks as always, K5. So good night, everyone. Stay well, and we'll be back again next week. So take care, and I will see you again soon. Goodbye.